All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Eliezer here with a new video, and in this video I want to show you exactly how you can take complete control during your sales calls so you can stop missing out on a bunch of deals and you can start converting a lot of these strangers into high-paying clients within 45 minutes. Now, I myself have been on thousands of sales calls, cold calls. I've been through the ins and outs. I've gotten rejected. I've gotten, a lot of negative comments of you're a scammer, you're this, you're that, you can't provide good results. And I've been in situations where I have no control of the call whatsoever, but I've also been in situations like now where I have complete control and I can convert any stranger into a high paying client within 30 to 45 minutes just by establishing proper authority and by taking complete control of the call. So everything that I've done, everything that I've basically acquired in terms of skills, I'm going to share with you right now. But before we get into the video, the first thing I want to let you know of is down below in the comments, I'm going to have a few links. Two of the links, one of them is going to be for a free training. So if you want a free training on how to grow your agency or consulting business past 6 figures, click on one of the links. If you want to join a completely free Facebook group, then click on the link down below as well. You can meet people like myself and connect with others. You can either help someone out or ask for additional help. Besides that, let's get into it. So why is having control in a sales call so important? So the reason control is one of the most important things in a sales call is because if you do not have control, the prospect, the potential client, the future client, they're gonna walk all over you as if you are a fart in the wind. Like, you're not gonna stand a chance if you have no control. And from having over thousands of sales calls already at this point, I had to work my way up, right? When I started, I wasn't a professional, I wasn't an expert, I wasn't confident, I was very shy. And what I noticed was when you don't establish proper authority and you don't have any control at the beginning, people walk all over you and they take all the control. You don't get to decide how much you want to charge them. You don't get to decide if you get to work with them or not. You don't get to decide if you can help them. They are the ones that decide. And as a salesperson, as an expert, as a professional, you need to establish proper authority. You need to take complete control and you need to guide the sales call the entire time, not just at the beginning or at the end, but the entire time. And when it comes to taking control, it doesn't mean you have to be overly assertive. You don't have to be too dominant. You don't have to be too confident. You don't have to be rude. Those a lot of times in sales, those are myths. You can establish rapport and you can establish you taking control by being nice, by being genuine. But what makes you different than the rest of the salespeople that are not experienced or they're not very good at what they do is 3 phases. So when it comes to sales calls, I like to take my calls in about 3 phases. The first one is pre-framing a call. The second one is taking complete control by asking qualifying questions with complete confidence and certainty. And the third phase is presenting your offer or presenting your services without any hesitation or any lack of ability, meaning that you're not presenting it without certainty. Maybe you're not too sure if it'll work. Maybe you're hoping it works. Like, you have 100% certainty that what you are offering is the best solution for your client. So let me break down these phases for you to really simplify it. When it comes to the first phase, which is pre-framing the call, this is the most important phase in a sales call. And the reason it's the most important is because this is at the beginning of a sales call. If you don't take control from the beginning and you try to take control in the middle or in the third phase at the end, you are not going to be able to do it. It's kind of impossible because it's either someone has control, it's either you or the prospect. And if the prospect takes complete control, they're going to lead you to wherever you want the call to be led. And, realistically, just even from my own experience of being on the client's end, because I'm a business owner now and I get pitched services, I get on sales calls to buy services as well. So I know what it's like. And from my end, I like to deal with professionals. I like to deal with experts that pre-frame the call correctly. They establish authority, they have complete control, and they know what they're talking about. And they have the confidence, they have the certainty, they have the skills. As a business owner, you always want to be talking to people like that, which is why sometimes as salespeople, when you're on the salesperson side, if you're not very experienced, if you're not very skilled, you feel like you don't want to take control or you feel like you don't want to be too assertive or too dominant. But the truth is, clients like myself, we like that. Business owners like that. They like people that know what they're doing and they're leading them in the right direction. Because think about, like, let's just say, like, let me give you an example of like going to like a car dealership. Like for me, when I go buy cars, and maybe you can relate to this if you've been in the car buying process, you like to work with salespeople that are good. they treat you right, they're trying to get you the best price, and they're showing that they know what they're doing and they've been working at that dealership for a while now. And it's the same thing with sales over the phone or selling your SMMA services or your consulting services. It's the same thing. Is you want to take control from the beginning, which is you want to pre-frame the call, you want to pre-frame the meeting. And one way you can do this, and I'm going to give you the exact script right here, is by simply saying something like this. Hey, John, well, I appreciate you hopping on the call today. Basically, I'm just going to ask you a few questions, get to know more about you, your business, where you're at, and where you want to go. And at the end, if I feel like I can help you, I'll throw you an offer. And if I feel like I can't help you, I will also tell you that. But regardless, you're going to have a few different options. And then we can both decide whether it's a good fit or not. And if it's not, no worries. But worst case comes, you walk away with a free consultation call. So that line right there is basically the same line that I use in every single sales call. Every single sales call, you will not catch me getting on a sales call where I'm selling someone something without me saying something along those lines. Because pre-framing, like I said, pre-framing the call is one of the most important things you can do because it sets the expectations. You're setting the expectations to the client of what to expect. You're letting them know that you're taking control, and you're letting them know that if they want to get to the final result, which is what they want, they have to go through your whole entire process. And when you pre-frame this call, that's exactly what you're doing. You're setting the expectations, you're letting them know what to look forward to, and there's no miscommunication, and they're not going to try to walk all over you as well. All right, so now the second phase is all about asking qualifying questions with full confidence and complete certainty. So why are questions so important? So when you're asking questions, this is really the only and the best way to find out what clients need, what situation they're in, what part of their journey they're in, and what they want to achieve. And that's exactly why you frame the call, because you said, hey, I'm going to ask you a few questions, get to find out more about you and your business. And then the middle stage is like, you're going to ask them all these questions. So how much money do you make? What's your goal with your business? Where do you want to get to? Why are you struggling so much with your business right now? Like, why do you need my help? Why are you on the call today? You're asking all of these questions and you're getting to find out so much. As you're asking these questions, you want to make sure that number one, you're asking good questions, not stupid questions, because there are definitely stupid questions that can waste your time and waste the client's time. And the second thing is when you ask these questions, you want to ask them with full certainty and confidence. Because I've been on sales calls with myself, and even myself at the beginning, when I used to ask people, when I used to ask business owners how much money they make, I used to ask like this, John, well, I was just wondering like how much money do you make right now? And it doesn't sound very confident, right? And now the way I asked one of those questions, because it's a tough question for a lot of new beginners, but like the way I ask it now is, well, John, for me to get a better idea of where you are and where you want to go, I'm curious, how much money are you currently bringing in each month? Right? So I have a lot more dominance and more confidence when I ask that question. And the same way you ask that tough question, you want to ask the rest of the questions. You want to basically assume that they're going to respond to each question positively. Because if your mentality is, I'm going to ask them these questions and hopefully they answer, your tonality is going to be a certain way. Your tonality is going to be that you're speaking under your breath, you're nervous, you're scared for them to not answer them, and they're not going to want to answer it, because when you're so shy, when you're not assertive, when you're not taking control, they're going to, once again, either not answer your question or they're going to walk all over you. So you want to make sure that your mentality is, they're going to answer my question and they're going to give me the answer that I want. You have to assume that. So when you ask that question, you have full confidence and you seem like you've been doing this for a while. And that was basically the second phase, which is asking these questions with confidence. The third one is when it comes to presenting your offer, maybe you're dropping the price, maybe you're telling them the terms and conditions of, okay, well, we're going to work for 3 months for $2,500 per month. But regardless, when you state the offer, you want to make sure that number one, it's tailored for your clients. And number two, you are saying this with the utmost certainty in the world, meaning that you, in your head, truly believe that your service is the best service in the world and it's going to change your life. Because there's a lot of things that come to this, but if emotional transference is one of the things that basically affects this. So if your emotions are low and you don't really believe in it, you're not really sure if it'll help them, you're not really sure if it's the best thing for them, they're going to sense that your energies are going to, your emotions are going to be transferred onto them. However, if you, in your mind and your tonality is, everything is saying that this is the best service, this is the best product, and you truly show how much you believe in it, those emotions are also going to be transferred onto them, where they're going to feel it and they're going to say, wow, this guy really believes in the service, it must really work. And this is where you need to state your offer, whether once again, you're going to drop the price at, you're going to say it's $2,500 per month for 3 months. You need to have the utmost certainty and confidence in what you're selling and what you're presenting and why this solution is the best solution for them. as opposed to being shy. And once again, I'm going to give you a perfect example of this. So when I used to drop the price, I used to say, well, John, well, yeah, I mean, if you want, we can like start out for like 3 months minimum, and we can do like $2,500 per month. Does that work for you? So that's exactly how I would ask it. And now when I basically present everything, not only do I keep my pitch very short and simple, I don't make it long. I don't present my services for a whole hour. I probably spend about 5 to 7 minutes presenting what I do and how I can help them. Remember, tailoring it towards them. But I also do it with complete confidence and certainty, and I assume the sale. So that's the next thing you want to do is you want to assume the sale. Assume that they're going to say yes. Assume that they're going to want to work with you. So now the way I ask is, awesome, John. Well, here's the way my agency works is we work on 3-month minimum retainers, and the cost for the services for me to help you get from point A to point B is going to be $2,500 per month. How do you feel about that? And you see it's completely different than the other pitch that I just gave you, but that's how I pitch now. And you notice the tonality, you notice the confidence and certainty that I had in what I was pitching. And also, guys, like the one thing that I want to like tell you right now is sometimes the less you say, the more you actually say. And what I mean by that is like, don't try to speak too much about your services. Don't try to speak too much in general. Sometimes the less you say, the more you mean, right? The more you're saying. And when you understand this concept, you're going to understand it eventually if you don't, but you're going to understand that sometimes like just by speaking less, you're actually going to be saying more. And that's for me on my sales calls now is like, when you have so much confidence in what you do and you know that I can truly help your client, you're not going to spend a whole hour presenting your services or your offer or your pitch. You're going to spend about 5 to 7 minutes max, because everything else is going to be at the beginning of the call, right? You're going to spend a few minutes pre-framing the call, building rapport, and the rest of the time you're going to get to qualify them. You're going to get to know them, get to know more about their business, get to know their problems, how bad their problems really are. And then finally, the 5 to 7 minutes is just going to be tailoring your solution specifically for them and their problems. So with that said, remember, you need to have full certainty when you're asking questions and when you're presenting the value. And your voice has so much potential power. And you can do one of two things. You can either let your voice stay, in your inner self and just keep it there, or you can release all the energy, all the enthusiasm, all the excitement, and all the confidence from the inner you, and you can let that be portrayed onto your clients, right? They're going to see, wow, this guy's really confident. He believes in his service. I believe that this guy can help me. So you can do one of those two things, but you want to realize that your voice is your strongest asset. And if you can use your voice in the correct manner and you can show how much you really believe in what you're doing, you're going to pre-frame the call right. You're going to take complete control. You're going to be assertive. You're going to be dominant, and you're going to be seen as an expert. You're going to be seen as an expert, and there's no doubt about that. And remember the final thing. So if you lose control at the beginning, you're going to lose control throughout the entire call. So make sure that you pre-frame the call. You take control from the beginning, because clients want to be led, and you lead them in the right direction. But besides that, this has been it for this video. Hopefully you got a lot of value. Once again, if you want to watch a free training and maybe schedule a call with me, the link's going to be down below, as well as if you want to join my free Facebook group where you can meet other individuals like myself and maybe winners like you, then feel free to join that in the links down below as well. Follow me on social media, which is Instagram and Facebook. I'm very active on there every single day. Feel free to message me. I will respond to your message. It's going to be me personally, not a team member. But yeah, besides that, this has been it for this video, and I will see you in the next one.